Saturday, Hunter misses his plane on the way to a kidnapping. To save a little girl, he'll have to take off on his own.
I guess that would work.
It better work. Saturday.
An American tradition continues when Pittsburgh meets the Cubs or the Dodgers face Atlanta. The memories are waiting. Saturday.
I'm Paul Majors.
I'm Marty Burns-Wolf. Coming up on News 11, the death of an elderly Minneapolis man tonight has been ruled a homicide.
A dozen more arrests today as police try and clean up downtown Minneapolis. Also, our investigative unit shows what it's like for a woman alone along Hennepin Avenue.
And a big bash for a Royal rocker whose Purple Rain is still going strong. Diana Pierce is on special assignment tonight. News 11 is next.
Homegrown, made the way you make your own pizza. Tombstone.
It's a ladle on and loaded up with lots of mozzarella on the pizza. Tombstone. We pile on the goodness. We're loaded with real cheese. We're sure the taste of Tombstone's gonna please your family. We're a small town homegrown, made the way you make your own pizza. Tombstone. Made the way you'd make your very own. Tombstone.
Open the menu. Open the menu.
At Denny's, our menu is full of surprises. Like steak Dijon. Sure, and chicken cacciatore.
Hey, not bad.
Fact is, all 6 of our new dinners are surprising.
Are you like sure we're at Denny's?
Yes, and our new dinners will surprise you. Try one now and get any dessert free.
Montana.
Hey, Marino.
Great game, man.
Oh, thanks.
A draw play in the second quarter, great choice.
You make a choice because it feels right.
Can I buy you one?
It's the least you can do.
Diet Pepsi, 100% NutraSweet.
Here you go. Don't drop it.
100% taste.
See you, Dan.
Joe, next year, I'm buying.
Diet Pepsi, the 1-calorie choice of a new generation.
Now, from the action center of the Twin Cities, News 11 with Paul Majors, Diana Pierce, Tom Ryther on sports, and meteorologist Paul Douglas.
Good evening. Topping tonight's News 11, the death of a Minneapolis senior citizen has been ruled a homicide.
And investigators tonight are trying to find out why Cedric Arthur Williams died.
This is the second murder this week of an elderly person. This one took place in the Kenwood section of Minneapolis. The body of Cedric Williams was carried from his Summit Avenue apartment today, shortly after it was found by a friend. Police say he'd been bound and gagged and suffered head injuries, but that he died of heart problems due to extreme emotional distress. Today, investigators combed the Kenwood area for clues, trying to find out what happened to Williams. Earlier this week, a 68-year-old man was killed in a high-rise apartment just a mile away, but police are skeptical about a connection.
I don't believe that they are connected. Of course, they certainly could be. The only comparison now is that they're both men beyond 65 years of age.
Homicide investigators tonight are continuing to search for answers. Marty?
And also tonight, investigators in Winona are trying to unravel a murder in that city. Police were at the scene of the crime again today looking for clues. Ada Benenfelder was found in the bedroom of her home and had been stabbed several times with a knife. So far, no arrests have been made in the case.
Police tonight say the drowning death of a Plymouth man was apparently accidental. The body of William Borchardt was found in Bassett Creek this morning in less than 2 feet of water. Nearby, police also found his thick glasses, and they're saying he may have lost them, became disoriented, fell into the creek, then drowned. Minneapolis police are continuing to make arrests tonight in a sweep to clean up downtown. Today, 12 more people were arrested along Hennepin Avenue. They were charged with a variety of things, from disorderly conduct to selling drugs. So far, since police began making the arrests on Monday, around 40 people have been taken into custody. And later in our newscast, a special in-depth report from our investigative unit, a report that shows just what kinds of trouble a woman walking along Hennepin Avenue can encounter.
Some residents of a Hopkins neighborhood are up in arms tonight, so they took their cause to the streets, picketing a proposed shelter for battered women. Plans call for such a center at a home at 4701 Karen Circle. But protesters say there are too many unknowns about having a shelter in their neighborhood. They say there must be better places for such a facility.
And residents on the east side of St. Paul are waging a battle of their own tonight after another in a series of car accidents at the intersection of Lawson and Jesse. Today's accident was the third in the past 2 weeks and at least the 10th in the last 2 months. Residents of the area have been trying to put a stop sign at the intersection to slow traffic down, but so far they just haven't had any luck.
There's about 12 kids on this block, just on this block alone, and we've been trying to get a petition through before, and nothing has been done. We were told that they won't do nothing until somebody dies.
No one was killed in today's accident, but with so many accidents in such a short amount of time, residents say a fatality is sure to happen.
A major breakthrough at the state capitol tonight. Finally, as Mary Stuckey reports, the way could be clear for a special session as early as next week.
Stands adjourned till 2 p.m. Monday, February 3rd, 1986.
It's been almost 3 weeks since the Minnesota legislature adjourned with most of its work undone. But today the deadlock weakened. There is an agreement on the main sticking point in the welfare bill. Republicans plan to cut some 15,000 so-called employable people off welfare. But under the agreement, 3,000 employables would stay on welfare because they can't hold jobs. And 12,000 would get welfare payments while they receive job training. Some advocates for the unemployed say this takes away the safety net, but Republicans, Democrats, and the governor appear ready to agree to the compromise. Also today, an agreement on the bill to fund public schools in Minnesota. The $2.5 billion bill reportedly contains money for an arts high school. The only major spending bill without a tentative agreement, the one to fund state agencies. And lawmakers will continue those negotiations on Monday. Today, the governor said the earliest he'd call a special session is late next week to pass these bills and a tax cut. Mary Stuckey, News 11 at the state capitol.
And today, Governor Perpich signed the last of the bills from the regular session, including a measure to extend the farm mortgage moratorium. Well, there's some other business being taken care of in St. Paul tonight, birthday business.
Melissa Young joins us live right now with the scoop. Melissa?
Well, I don't know how much of a scoop it is. You know, it's hard to keep a secret around this town, especially when it comes to Prince. And as much as he tried, you couldn't hide the fact that he's celebrating his birthday at the Prom Center tonight, and it looks to be quite a gala evening. Now, he showed up just a few minutes ago, and we just fed the tape back. I think we'll be able to look at the tape now of him arriving. There he is, arriving to the Prom Center. A few people out to greet him, but actually the secret was pretty well kept. There aren't that many people here. Maybe, 50 people were here to see him arrive. At any rate, he's here now, so the party must really be rocking at this point. You know, as I said, it's supposed to be a gala evening. Now, we haven't heard anything that specific. All there are rumors, but if the rumors are true, this will be the social event of the season. Prince chose a very unlikely setting to celebrate his 27th birthday. However, a select 1,200 people got that special invitation, an invitation to Around the World in a Day masquerade ball. And what a ball it will be. Security, of course, is very tight, as is always the case with Prince. But they have gone all out, and as much as $200,000 was spent on decorations alone.
They've got different things from the scenes of his videos and his movie and stuff, like the old bathtub and the waterbed from the 1999 tour. All that stuff is in there. It's amazing. It is.
Now, many of the guests are arriving in real style tonight. Others made less splashy entrances, but all the same, everyone came, and there are supposed to be lots of famous people here. We aren't sure who exactly is hiding behind this mask. I don't know. We'd love to guess, but we'll probably never end up knowing. Now, this is supposed to end up going until 3 a.m., so this is going to be a long-range party tonight. And if the rumors are true, among the people that are supposed to be here tonight, besides a lot of local folk, are Lionel Richie, Sheila E., Madonna, and the Pointer Sisters. I don't know if it's true or not, but one thing is known for sure. Prince is here. We saw him ourselves. He's here. And as I say, it's going to be quite an evening at the Prom Center. Back to you.
Now, Melissa, you haven't been able to go inside, have you?
No, you know, we did everything we could to try to talk them into it. We went almost as far as to offer money. We really didn't do that, but there was absolutely no way. Prince's people are very strict as far as security goes, but we've heard lots of descriptions, and they say it's just a fantasy world in there. It's absolutely wild.
Just stand outside and dream, Melissa. We'll catch you later.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, there are other celebrations to tell you about, celebrations you can get into, graduation celebrations. Tonight, 402 seniors said farewell to Cottage Grove Park Senior High School. The class of 1985 boasted a valedictorian by the name of Deborah Taylor and a salutatorian, Susan Moran. The class was smaller, but the emotions were the same tonight as 5 students graduated from the Little Red Schoolhouse. The school has been open to Native American children for 13 years, and 72 students have graduated in that time.
Just ahead, an American actor was released from a British prison.
Also, scientists try to solve the Mengele mystery.
And later, a Prep Sports Extra. Another busy night for high school sports. We'll have a complete wrap-up of all the action and more still to come.
$88 is a sweet deal for this twin-size Serta mattress. $88 for this full size is even sweeter. $88 for the queen size is close to unbelievable. And $88 for the king size would be unbelievable if it weren't for Slumberland. That's right, king, queen, full, or twin-size Serta mattresses are just $88 each piece. The nice thing about a deal like this, you don't have to go round and round looking, because you aren't going to find a better deal. $88 each piece will buy you a Serta mattress in any size at Slumberland, but only till Saturday.
Now, a new definition of quality and performance. The new Norelco electronic rotor-track with the fastest, longest-lasting charge of any leading razor. Inside 3 floating heads is a patented lift and cut shaving system, guaranteed to shave you fast, clean, razor blade close, without a nick or cut or your money back. She'll love a gift from the Norelco ladies line.
Norelco, we put quality first.
Without the right network, transmitting massive amounts of information can lead to mass confusion. But today, there's Digicom services from Northwestern Bell. Digital transmission so sophisticated, so reliable, you can accurately send information at speeds up to 1.5 million bits per second and beyond. And Digicom is ready for your business right now. Nobody knows more about tomorrow than we know today. Digicom services from Northwestern Bell.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Tough on the job, easy on the buck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Rugged, massive girder beam front suspension, tough double wall construction in critical areas, and new Vortec V6 power. A hard day's work goes easier when you have a truck with the built-in tough of a Chevy.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Nazi hunter Simon Wiesenthal tonight says he is not as skeptical now about reports the body of Dr. Joseph Mengele has been exhumed in Brazil. The remains of the body were pulled from a grave near Sao Paulo, and those remains are being examined by scientists to see if this is the body of Mengele. Wiesenthal says additional information adds credence to the theory that Mengele's body has been found.
A terrifying and tragic bus crash in Fremont, California tops datelines tonight. Rescue crews worked at a frenzied pace today to free children trapped in a mangled school bus. The bus was taking 71 children from a school to an amusement park when it rammed into a stalled truck. 1 child was killed, 20 others were injured. In Louisiana, the burning rubble of a small plane lies on the grounds of a Pineville mental hospital. The 2 people on board the plane were killed when it slammed into a dormitory, setting the building itself on fire. 3 patients were injured. In Rhode Island, Klaus von Bülow says he's optimistic tonight as a jury deliberates his fate. Von Bülow is on trial for the 2nd time, accused of twice trying to kill his heiress wife with insulin injections. His conviction of 3 years ago was overturned, making a retrial necessary. And actor Stacy Keach arrived in New York City today, fresh from a British prison. The star of TV's Mike Hammer series spent the last 6 months in jail for cocaine smuggling. Today he said it's great to be alive, and he plans to start a cross-country campaign against drug abuse.
Well, you know, every time we've seen Barry Finn for the last couple of hours, he's been upping the temperatures a couple of degrees at a time. I'm afraid to get to Sunday,
New
Barry.
computer just came in, and that wants to raise the temperature about 5 degrees. So it's all going to be a timing problem. If the cold front does not get here with its clouds until about 4 or 5, we probably will hit 95. If it gets in here about 2 hours early, we might only get to 91 or 2.
Just make it go down through Iowa. What the heck?
We'll do something, but I'll tell you what, today we had a nice warm day. Take a look at what happened this afternoon with blazing sunshine. We got all the way up to 87. That's the 2nd warmest of the season. You have to go way back into early April. We had it 89, if you can remember back that far. Overnight low was 63, a trace of precipitation. It is mostly cloudy at the airport right now. Temperature 75, winds are northeast at 9. Dew point, whew, no wonder it feels so uncomfortable out there. All the way up to 63, that's gone up 5 degrees in the last 2 hours, 66% on the humidity. 29.80 is the pressure. Well, we had some thunderstorms move through the area earlier on, and we can take a look at them forming to our south and southwest, and they were kind of moving to a southeasterly direction over the last few hours. They really didn't do a whole heck of a lot right here in Minnesota. They basically dissipated. The heaviest were out around Huron, South Dakota, and then later on around La Crosse, they had 70-mile-an-hour winds, and then they moved further east toward Green Bay, had golf ball-size hail and 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Doppler 11 live right now is going to show basically nothing. Everything is just dissipated. It's so darn muggy out there. Nothing's even surviving right now. A few little sprinkles scattered here about. That'll be the case throughout the night. Possibly a sprinkle, maybe a stray thunder shower, but for the most part, it's just going to be downright uncomfortable. Let's go to the computer and see the satellite photograph. Now, this was earlier, and there's that big thunderstorm cell. In fact, a bunch of thunderstorms, a mesoscale convective complex. Let's see what's happened to that over the last several hours and moved down into much of western Iowa. And you can see a few of the clouds over us right now. These will continue to move to the east-southeast. And look at this big area of clear skies. That is what we are going to be in tomorrow. Enjoy or suffer depending on your point of view. Here's the leading edge of some clouds with a warm front. They'll pass off to our north. And here comes the clouds with a cool front. And that is the timing thing. Tomorrow, if they don't get here until about 4 or 5, we may easily climb to about 95 degrees. It, in any event, is going to be a hot one. You may wonder why. Well, take a look at the jet stream. A big bubble in the upper atmosphere, and that is just allowing warm, moist air to come up from the Gulf of Mexico and invade 11 country. But by later tomorrow night, we'll get on the other side of that, and that is going to bring us some cooler weather, and things will be changing. Here's the big picture, and you can see all the clear skies. Here's that next system that's going to bring us finally relief tomorrow night, cool things down as we head toward the early part of the next week. It is muggy, though. Look at these temperatures, 79s. Look back in Nebraska, though, still at this hour, 9 o'clock, 90 degrees, 85s, 88s. It is crazy. I'm telling you, it's not supposed to be like this. It's only early June. Well, take a look at the surface map for tomorrow, and we'll see that things are going to be on the hot side for a good part of the day, but then the front moves in, and there is a good risk of some heavy thunderstorms tomorrow night. We'll tell you all about that and the forecast right after these messages.
Wick's Great Expectations, the store-wide furniture sale with spectacular savings in every department, now presents the ultimate in versatility and affordability. With prices starting at $199.88 a section, the savings are as remarkable as the flexibility. Choose the innerspring sleeper sofa option, right or left recliner chairs, endless variations to suit your needs, and no payments or finance charges for 90 days with a Wick's charge.
Wick's, surprisingly Wick's.
When I help you find a home, there's one thing that can make the difference in having a home you love, or one that's just okay. It's not your income or your down payment, it's the home loan. The better the loan, the better the home. TCF can help with the right kind of financing. If you look for a loan with the same care you use when you look for a home, you'll see why TCF is the home loan leader. It's smart banking.
TCF is smart banking for all the times of your life.
What are some of the things you can use because of electricity?
Microwave, oven, stereo, light, TV, oven, vaporizer, record player, dryer, refrigerator, vacuum cleaner, freezer, robot, electric toothbrush, a humidifier,
When you think about it, we can use a lot of things because of electricity.
Never in our history are sales so successful as our anniversary sale just passed here at Towsley Ford Subaru. And right now, our largest selection ever of fresh trade-ins, hundreds to choose from. To move them out fast, we have clearly marked reduced sale prices on every one. Most makes in every price range. $175 under $5,000, $150 under $3,000, $100 under $2,000. Finance people on the premises so you can drive away the same day. Used car savings right now. It makes it worth your trip to Towsley Ford Subaru, White Bear Lake.
I tell you, by tomorrow afternoon, you made me dozens of these. It is really getting sticky out there. But relief is on its way. Take a look at the map by Sunday. That cool front has gone through. We get back into a breezy and cooler pattern. Lower humidity, much more comfortable. But first, we've got to go through tonight and tomorrow. Take a look at the forecast for tonight. Wow, get the air conditioners ready. Mild and muggy, 64 to 67 for morning lows. Record heat tomorrow, the old temperature, the old high being 90. That's going by the wayside, hot and muggy, 91 to 95. A shower lingering into Sunday. There is a threat of some severe weather tomorrow night, and then Monday and Tuesday, calm back down. So Paul and Marty, oh boy, I'll tell you.
By the time we get to Sunday, we're going to be thankful for that 20-degree drop, aren't we?
Believe it. I'll tell you, if you ever wanted a free sauna, just walk outdoors.
All right,
okay, thanks, Barry.
A storm that ripped through and devastated a small Wisconsin community is being remembered tonight. 1 year ago, a twister demolished more than 100 homes, every business, and left 9 people dead in Barneveld, Wisconsin. It's been a long rebuilding process, but for those who survived, most say they're just happy to be alive. So far, more than 80 new homes have been put in place, and businesses are getting a fresh start as well. And now some of those people who weathered the tragedy in Barneveld will be heading east to help victims of last week's tornadoes in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Canada. And it was just a year ago tonight that the Burgess family in Albert Lea watched everything they owned go to the winds, but they've managed to rebuild their lives and their home, and they're now looking ahead. The story is much the same with Ed Schleedy, who not only lost his home during the twisters, but was actually trapped in the house as it was just ripped to shreds. He considers himself lucky to be here to remember. When we come back, Life on the Avenue.
Yes, a close-up look at what it's like along Hennepin. We'll be right back.
Introducing a line of power tools designed to work as one with your hand. The revolutionary Black & Decker M47 series, more compact to fit your hand for better control, greater accuracy. And driven by the most powerful motor for its size we've ever built, the M47 series power tools. They work with your hand as if they were one. From Black & Decker, ideas at work.
You look just like one of my brother's baseball cards.
Does he have Tom Seaver?
Sure. Show me Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver. He thinks you know everything.
Well, not everything. I don't know much about gasoline, but my car knows.
Why do more drivers rate Amoco Premium Lead-Free the highest quality gasoline? Your car knows.
I don't believe it.
Now, don't you trade me.
No way.
Amoco, your car knows.
Pay for 4, get 3 for free. Pay for 4, get 3 for free.
America's singing the praises of National Car Rental Special Economizer weekly rates. Pay for 4 days at our regular daily rate and you get 3 for free on any car up to a full-size 4-door.
I'll pay for 4. You'll get 3 for free. Pay for 4, get 3 for free.
It pays to get national attention.
Wait, young man, wait. Is that rye bread you got there?
Yes, it is.
Don't eat it. I got rye bread that tastes like it's fresh from the old country. New brownberry rye. The flavor of the caraway and the chewiness of the crust. Does this brownberry rye have a rich, authentic taste or what?
You're right.
Of course I'm right. I'm a mother.
New Brownberry Natural Rye. The goodness your family deserves.
Earlier in the news, we told you about the series of arrests being made to clean up the downtown area.
Those sweeps have been going on all spring, and our investigative unit has been covering them.
Photographer Barb Hill recently volunteered to find out what it's really like along Hennepin Avenue, while our cameras recorded what happened. And the report you're about to see shows just what the avenue holds for a woman alone.
Hello. As I walked down Hennepin Avenue, a lot of questions came to mind. What is it about this street and these people that make me feel so nervous? What?
I just want to talk to you for a little bit.
Oh, I'm just going to go get a Coke.
Can I go with you?
No, thanks. Please. No, thanks. The answers were easy. On Hennepin Avenue, many men assume the worst about a woman.
Where did you buy those Levi's? I think I like them.
At the county seat?
Maybe I like you. What are you doing?
Waiting for a bus.
Want to go out?
What?
Want to go out and have a little fun?
What are you talking about?
Take you out?
No, thanks. Even though I told this man I was going to McDonald's and then to catch a bus, he pursued me. I tried not to stall as I walked to the corner, but the stranger kept right up with me.
Which McDonald's are you going to?
Huh?
Which McDonald's are you going to?
McDonald's? The one in the city center.
You took
Oh, no thanks. I'm just, no, I didn't. Sorry. Bye-bye. It was amazing to me that a lone female can become prey so quickly on the avenue.
Got joints for sale.
Oh, thanks. And that many of the men think there's a price for any woman here. Sorry. No, thanks. The scene was repeated over and over in the 4 trips along the notorious city block. Young people sometimes stood within a few feet smoking what appeared to be marijuana. Out in the open, not worrying about the law. Over and over, men propositioned me, some asking to become my pimp.
For real. Nobody but me. I'm all alone, darling.
Well, not tonight.
Just give me some empty.
Several times this spring, I've been hidden in surveillance trucks while officers swept the street, picking up prostitutes, pimps, and johns, arresting drug users and pushers. It changes very little. The users, the dealers, the johns, and the hookers are back each night. They were all spring, they will be again this summer. With photographer Jeff Wilkin, I'm Barbara Hill along Hennepin Avenue. Just walking.
Police plan to continue their sweeps along Hennepin Avenue throughout the summer to try and change the atmosphere along the avenue.
Well, in sports tonight, something happened at the French Open today that hasn't happened since 1955.
And it's the Twins and the White Sox at the Dome tonight, and I think Tom Ryther has a smile on his face, so that means something good. We'll be right back.
And where did we get this? What's the problem?
Well, I bought it. It's from Aramis.
Oh, nice.
Well, it has cologne, it has shampoo, this little hairdryer.
The Aramis Travel Kit with 7 groomers and a hairdryer. An outstanding value for $18.50 when you purchase Aramis, Devon, Aramis 900, or JHL.
What's your address? I'll send you one.
I can't believe you said that.
Now at Dayton's.
It's National Frigidaire Week now.
The only time this year
We've got hot deals to save cold cash on refrigerators,
ranges
washers,
and dryers.
savings just keep going higher.
Save big as prices fall.
Save on them all during National Frigidaire Week now. You can really clean up.
Available at Hagen's in Columbia Heights and Richfield.
Right now, almost everybody uses this cloudy white substance on their vinyl, leather, and rubber. But probably not for long. Introducing new ClearGuard from Turtle Wax. New ClearGuard is crystal clear, clean through. Gives a brilliant, long-lasting shine because ClearGuard lets all the natural beauty shine right through without any cloudy residue. Protects while it conditions. See for yourself. New Turtle Wax ClearGuard lets the natural beauty shine through.
Great news, more Toyota values on the way. A new shipment of America's #1 selling import cars and trucks will be arriving at your Toyota dealer shortly. Right now, he knows the exact models, colors, and options coming in, and you can put your name on one of them. You'll be driving your new Toyota home soon. Toyota value has always been worth waiting for. Now you don't have to. The Toyotas are coming, the Toyotas are coming. Come on in and see your dealer and make your deal today.
It's been a long time since Tom Ryther came through the studio door over there skipping, but tonight he was skipping. I think he's got some good news about the
I was actually running a little. Did you notice that? Running just a tad. Well, finally, after losing 12 of the last 13 games to Eastern Division teams, the Twins played a Western Division opponent tonight. Did that mean some kind of relief? That did spell relief. Look at that. A win. Pete Filson, his first complete game in the major leagues ever. Highlights in the ball game tonight. The Twins came out smoking. Mickey Hatcher, a double, scoring Kirby Puckett off Rich Dotson, this in the first inning. Well, I tell you, if you want somebody at the plate with runners on base, it would have to be Mickey Hatcher. The guy knows how to hit that ball to right field, goes with the pitch. There's Kirby coming across the plate. Later, Tom Bernansky base hit. Hatcher comes in, and that will make it 2-0. You notice the outfielders, they're afraid to come in on those little fly balls because that ball could bounce right over your head. In the second inning, Kirby Puckett a double to right field. Tim Tuffle comes around to score, and the Twins leading by a score of 3-0. Now, the White Sox, they've been a pretty hot ball club lately, so they knocked off a good team tonight. In the fourth inning, some more help. The G-Man, Gary Gaetti, a patented Twins solo home run. and that made it 5-0 Minnesota Twins. Pete Filson got the win, as I said, his first Major League complete game. How nice it is to be back in the Western Division. We go now to the scoreboard and look what Detroit, look at that, they're losing there now. 8.5 games behind Toronto, 9-2 the final in that game tonight. Seattle over Cleveland. Bill Swift, the winner for Seattle. He's one of the draft choices the Twins lost a couple of years ago. And then we have Boston over Baltimore in the 8th inning. Milwaukee over New York 6-5 in the 8th. Couple of games out west. Kansas City and California, nothing doing in the 2nd. And then we have Oakland over Texas in the 2nd inning. In the National League, the Cubs, a close win over Pittsburgh today. San Diego defeated Cincinnati 9-3. Los Angeles and Atlanta, that game's only in the 3rd inning because of a long rain delay. St. Louis and the Mets tied 1-1 in the 10th. Montreal over Philadelphia. And then we had Houston over San Francisco by a score of 4-1. Well, the Boston Celtics needed another miracle tonight at the Los Angeles in Game 5 of their NBA Finals series. That game just ended, and the final is 120-111. LA winning, so LA now takes a lead in that series 3-2. They will move back to Boston, hopefully, for the next 2 games. I picked Boston in that series. Other sports news, it'll be an all-European men's final in the French Open tennis tournament. Ivan Lendl of Czechoslovakia here on his way to a relatively easy 3-set win over Jimmy Connors today in Paris. Lendl won today's match 6-2, 6-3, and 6-1. Look at that passing shot there by Lendl. That's how he won it. He will meet Sweden's Mats Wilander. That's John McEnroe against Wilander right there. John ousted today in 3 sets by the young Swede, 6-1, 7-5, 7-5. McEnroe has never made it to the finals in this tournament because clay is not his best service. Today belonged to Mats Wilander right there. He'll go against Lendl. The first of 3 rounds in the Minnesota Golf Champions Tournament is now history. Former winner Rick Ermentrout had a great round today with a 5 under par 67. Another former winner is George Shortridge. When Georgie's hot, he's something to watch. He is only 1 shot behind. And then we have John Harris, the defending champion Bill Israelson. Not a great round for him today. He had a 74. That's 2 over par to trail Ermentrout by a couple of shots. So his work is now, he's actually trailing him by 7 shots. So he has only Saturday and Sunday to make up those shots. And you might say time may be running out already.
You picked the Celtics to win?
Yes.
Did you? You picked Japan in World War II, didn't you?
I thought that they had a decent shot
at it. Thanks, Tommy. We'll see you later. Coming up, track, softball, golf, and tennis.
You name it, it happened today. The Prep Sports Extra is next on News 11. We'll be right back.
When the bell rings, school breaks.
When the bell rings, the fever breaks.
The fever breaks?
The fever for the flavor of a Pringles!
There's a golden rule when you break out of school. With a can of Pringles, you're a fan of Pringles.
It's a deep fried taste. It's the crispy crunch.
Now, I get the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
Love the deep fried taste, love the crispy crunch. So break now for Pringles, you'll love the bunch.
You'll get the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
Wait till you taste Pringles now.
What would it take to change the way you think about post-emergence corn herbicides? A herbicide that stops velvet leaf and your other major broadleaf weeds. A herbicide that stops worry about stalk brittleness, brace root damage, and vapor drift. A herbicide that gives you a longer broadcast application window. The herbicide is Buctril. Ask your dealer about Buctril. It stops weeds, stops worry.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Tough on the job, easy on the buck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Rugged, massive girder beam front suspension, tough double wall construction in critical areas, and new Vortec V6 power. A hard day's work goes easier when you have a truck with the built-in tough of a Chevy.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
From now on, there's a better way to glue. The Thermogrip brand hot glue gun is perfect for easy repairs because it sets in 60 seconds. Thermogrip bonds to almost anything without clamping or mixing. Thermogrip creates beautiful crafts because its unique trigger controls the amount of glue. Thermogrip even caulks windows and tile, all without any odor or mess. The Thermogrip hot glue system from Emhart. The future of gluing is here today. Thermogrip.
There is something for just about every sports fan happening in prep sports.
So we have turned over our News 11 Extra slot to Tom Reither and Jeff Passolt once again tonight.
All right, Paul and Marty, we're going to start off talking about softball. Earlier this week, Cooper won the girls' Class AA softball crown, and today the Class A championship was decided in St. Cloud.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff, they had some great action there. St. Bernard's took on Glencoe for the Class A title, and it was St. Bernard's winning it by a score of 5-0. St. Bernard's finishes their season 23 wins and just 4 losses. Highlights now from St. Cloud. St. Bernard's really made things happen today. This bunt by Lisa Hoffman gave Glencoe some trouble, and on the miscue, Lori Huberty came in to score. Huberty scored 2 of St. Bernard's 5 runs today. The big story for St. Bernard's, pitcher KARE Cheetah picked up all 3 shutout wins for a team in the tournament, 37 strikeouts, giving up just 7 hits. St. Bernard's takes the Class A championship.
And in the third-place game today, the third-place winner is Casson Manorville, 3-0 over Hoffman Kensington.
All right, switching to high school track, the annual state track meet got underway today in Osseo, and most of today's events were preliminary runs, but we do have some finals from the field events and the boys' AA 3,200-meter run. Mounds View's Jeff Taylor took the boys' AA 3,200 race with a time of 9 minutes, 7 4/10 seconds, a new Class AA tournament record. Taylor started out in the pack well back there in some pretty muggy weather, not exactly what one would call ideal running conditions, but in the end he managed to kick into high gear, and Jeff Taylor took the tape in record form as we watch him coming across the line. Remember now, that is a state record right there.
Looking at some of the other winners today, a couple of performances worth mentioning. The girls' shot put in AA was won by Cold Spring Rocori's Julie Eisenshank with a toss of 132 feet 11 inches. And the boys' shot put was won by St. Louis Park's Larry Hartman, who threw the shot 58 feet 10 inches. Most of the other events will be decided tomorrow in Osseo. And in Bloomington today, the 57th annual Boys State Tennis Tournament continued with individual playdowns toward the singles and doubles state championships.
That's right, Jeff. This year's singles title is up for grabs because last year's winner, David Wheaton of Minnetonka, he's quite a player. He's moved to Florida to work on his game. And one of this year's favorites is Edina's Paul Odlin. He's in the far court. Odlin defeated Steve Miller of Rochester Lords 6-love and 6-3. Other favorites winning today, John Lauerman of St. Cloud Tech and Mark Peterson out of Highland Park.
So still more state tournament action coming tomorrow in track and the individual finals in tennis.
And that does it for tonight. Paul and Marty, back to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, we do need a final weather word on what's going to happen for the weekend. Barry?
Okay, hot. So do you want a final word? There it is. Hot, muggy, some heavy thunderstorms possible tomorrow night, so stay tuned.
Okay. Well, finally tonight, congratulations to some News 11 newlyweds. Reporter Dale Shornack today married Pam Beard, and they celebrated tonight with a reception at the Twins game. Now, Dale works the night shift here at News 11, so we really went all out and gave the happy couple an appropriate gift for a dome reception. Giant brats, complete with the bride and groom perched on the top of them. We also presented Pam with some gorgeous dream bride jewelry. I tried to barter for the earrings, but I lost.
It's nice stuff. It really is. Weddings, anniversaries, births, anything. This company will $1.11 for anything. We go all out.
Graduations, we've got it.
Absolutely. You have a good weekend. We'll see you back here
yes.
Monday.
Enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.